Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Samastajana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. We'll chant the 13th 10 verses.
ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञविभागयोगः। अर्जुन उवाच प्रकृतिं पुरुषं चैव क्षेत्रं क्षेत्रज्ञमेव च एतत् वेदितुमिच्छामि ज्ञानं नेयं च केशव। श्रीभगवानुवाच इदं शरीरं कौन्तेय क्षेत्रमित्यभिधीयते एतद्यो वेत्ति तं प्राहुः क्षेत्रज्ञ इति तद्विदः। विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम तत्क्षेत्रं यच्च यादृक् यद्विकारी यतश्च यत् स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु। ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च इन्द्रियाणि दशेकं च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः इच्छा द्वेषः सुखं दुःखं संघातश्चेतना धृतिः एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारम् उदाहृतम् अमानित्वम् अदम्भित्वम् अहिंसा क्षान्तिरार्जवम् आचार्योपासनं शौचं स्थैर्यम् आत्मविनिग्रहः इन्द्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम् अनहङ्कार एव च जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि दुःखदोषानुदर्शनम् असक्तिरनभिष्वङ्गः पुत्रदारगृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तत्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु.
Right. So, anybody has memorized these verses? Amanitvam onwards. Gurudev wanted us to memorize and use it in our daily life, not just sake of memory. Try if you can. 5 verses only they are. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's all. Only 5. Amanitvam onwards, not first one. 8th onwards to 12. 5 verses. And the purpose of memorizing is then to remind every day. Make the mind quiet and then chant the verses slowly with the understanding of the meaning. Then the values one will imbibe. So we had seen up to Nityam cha samachittatvam ishtanishtopa in all the pairs of opposites to be equanimous. Now coming to 11th one. Mai chananya yogena bhaktiravyabhicharini viviktadesha sevitvam aratirjana samsadi. So he says, Mai cha, in me, ananya yogena bhaktihi. One must have single pointed devotion, and avyabhicharini, meaning unswerving. So what is the quality number here now? 16. Okay. First verse had 9 qualities. Then second verse, Indriyartheshu vairagyam anahankara evacha janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshano darshanam. 3 qualities. Then asaktihi anabhishvangaha putradara grahadishu nityam cha samachittatvam ishtanishtopa. Another 3 qualities. So 9 plus 3 plus 3. So 15. Now this is the 16th one. So 16th is single pointed unswerving devotion to Bhagavan. Then Vivikta Desha Sevitvam, 17, which is to resort to solitude. And 18 is Aratihi Jana Samsadi. No, means disinterest in company of people or crowds. Arati Jana Samsadi. So now what is this Ananya Yoga? So Bhakti Yoga, when we say, so Ananya means na anyaha vidyate yasya, where there is no other. So the highest form of Bhakti is non-dual Bhakti, where one says, I and Bhagavan are one. That is the supreme. Literally the word meaning of bhakta also is one who is not vibhakta. He is called bhakta. One who is not separate from Bhagavan is actually a bhakta. In the 7th chapter we have seen that type of a bhakta is called Jnani Bhakta. There are other types of bhaktas who are Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu. But Bhagavan says, Jnani tu Atmaiva me matam. Jnani is my self only. So that devotee who is not different from Bhagavan, that's the highest meaning. Here we are talking in terms of qualities. So, Maicha Ananya Yogena Bhakti, that bhakti where one depends only on Bhagavan, not on anything else, that person is called Ananya Bhakta. In the world we depend, no? We depend on people, position, power, achievements, praise, criticism. We depend. And our mind fluctuates because of all that. Bhakta says, my goal is Bhagavan alone and my sadhan also is Bhagavan alone. Meaning Bhagavan's kripa is my sadhan. Not that the bhakta becomes dull and doesn't do anything. The bhakta will do all the sadhana but then doesn't depend on sadhana. Bhagavan is not a product of sadhana. This we have seen even earlier, 9th chapter. So, Bhagavan alone is my goal. Bhagavan alone is the means. That is called Ananya Bhakti. Ananya Bhakta is one who has Bhagavan alone as the goal, nothing else. We have Bhagwan also as the goal. I want money also, I want fame also, I want people to praise me also, and then I want Bhagwan also. Bhagwan alone is the goal, everything else is temporary, it is only some, what you call it? It is for a functional use. It has only some functional utility. And even if there are some psychological issues which are there, it is at the level of the mind. How much will one play at the level of the mind? What is one seeking? A devotee is seeking that supreme state of immortality, the supreme state which is beyond the mind, the nature of the self. That is what the devotee wants. So, Bhagwan is my goal. Gopis, what is their goal? Bhagwan alone is their goal. And which means what? See, please remember, goal in other things is which is separate from us, which is to be attained somewhere in future. That's an objective goal always. Suppose I don't have money, I say I want to become a billionaire. Then that's an objective goal ki by putting this much effort, at some point I will become billionaire. Now work hard for that. In this it is not like that. Bhagwan is not somebody else to discover out there. Bhagwan is our true self. Just that I have to let go of my false identification. So the goal is not to be attained in time. The goal is to go beyond time to realize that I am the timeless entity. That is the goal. So one should not think that I am separate at the moment. One. Two, if that is understood clearly, that Bhagwan is not other than me, can any other means produce Bhagwan? If we say I did this many crores of japa, so Bhagwan gave me darshan. Bhagwan will give you darshan by his grace only, by his will. Oh, then why should I do japa? You do japa so that you purify the mind and keep the mind in that state all the time thinking about Bhagwan. But the dependency is not on the japa, dependency is on Bhagavad Kripa. Whenever Bhagwan wants, he will give darshan. That because it is up to him. That bhavana when one has, ki goal also is Bhagwan and means also is Bhagavad Kripa only. Yes, for my sadhana, whatever means applies to me, appeals to me as per my temperament, I choose that and I keep doing. But I know ki that is also by Bhagwan's grace only that I have been able to choose that means. I have been able to choose the particular sadhana. And I am doing that sadhana also by grace of Bhagwan. If somebody says that no, I am doing it by my choice, my effort, to that extent ego will come in, to that extent one will be further from Bhagwan. So, that is Ananya Bhav, where one sees Bhagwan alone as the goal, Bhagwan alone as the means, and the rest of the Srishti also Bhagwan alone. That's what Hanumanji also tells Bhagwan Ram. Bhagwan Ram tells Hanumanji. So ananya jaake mati asina tare Hanumant, मैं सेवक सचराचर रूप स्वामी भगवंत. That person is called Ananya Bhakta, who does not waver from this understanding. What is that understanding? That I am a sevak of that Bhagwan. And who is that Bhagwan? Rupa Swami Bhagavant. This whole Nam Rup Jagat is that form of Bhagwan only. So if one has that feeling, then that is called Ananya Bhakti. And unswerving devotion, that is. Meaning, our devotion comes and goes. Suddenly festival time it will be very high. After some time it will again go low. Again it will become high when some birthday comes or some important festival, important occasion. Again gone. So it goes like that, up and down. This is avyabhicharini. If you go by Sanskrit word, the literal meaning is terrific. Vyabhichara means prostitution. Avyabhichara means no prostitution. So how is our love? Our love is like a prostitute's love. There is no one master. Many masters one has. One loves money and this and that and this person, that person. Everything one loves, and one loves Bhagwan also. So it is that Vyabhichari Bhakti it is. And it is not Ananya. It is Anya Bhakti. Ananya and avyabhichari is what he says here. That is a quality that is required. That does not mean I don't love anybody in the world. How do I love them? I love them because of Bhagavan. I love them as the appearances of Bhagavan. Akhandananji used to give a very nice example. You know, if a woman goes to the house of the husband, so when she is married, she is gone to the husband's home, then the mother of the husband has become what? Mother-in-law. Father of the husband has become father-in-law. The brother of the husband has become brother-in-law. Why they all have become this? Because she is married to the husband. If she is not married to that husband, then if she is having any other relationship with the other people, that will not be valid. Because she is married to that husband now, to that person, now he is the husband, and because of that, all the other relationships are there. In that same way, we are connected to Bhagavan first. And once we are connected to Bhagavan, then everything else in the world. Why? Because Bhagavan only put me here. So Bhagavan has put me in touch with different people, different roles, different duties. In and through all of that, I am serving Bhagavan. If that bhavana is not there, ki I am married to Bhagavan, then it will become vyabhichara. So now this is the feeling that a devotee has. So Hanumanji served so many different projects he did. But his main surrender is towards Bhagavan Ram. Everything is for Bhagavan. Mirabai says, Mere to Giridhar Gopal, dusro na koi. See, they were married. Gopis were also married. Mirabai is also married. Tukaramji is married. Eknathji is married. All of them, so many of them, they are the Sant sadhus. They all are married. It's not that they don't have family, they don't have children. They have all. But their bhavana is Bhagavan is all this. That is called Ananya Bhakti. So when that feeling is there, that is the single pointed, undivided, loyal devotion. I love Bhagavan alone and I don't depend on anything else. That feeling is very, very important. And this will only keep increasing. Ananya Bhakti, if one has, the path of Ananya Bhakti is like that. Bhakti will keep on increasing. It will not go up and down and up and down. Why? In the beginning, Bhakti may go up and down because the Shraddha is not strong, because the clarity is not there ki yes, Bhagavan is, 2, Bhagavan is with me, 3, my nature is one with Bhagavan. When that much clarity is not there, then we start judging Bhagavan by desire fulfillment. If I pray, Bhagavan fulfills my desire, that means Bhagavan's grace is there with me. If Bhagavan doesn't fulfill my desire and Bhagavan puts more obstacles, then Bhagavan's grace is not there with me. Now initially one will do all that. One passes through all those different phases. But when one comes to Ananya Bhakti, then one loves Bhagavan for the sake of Bhagavan, not because of wanting anything from Bhagavan. Bharatji is another Ananya Bhakta. He too goes ahead to say to Bhagavan in Tulsi Ramayana when he goes to call Bhagavan back. There he tells him that I don't want Arthana, Kamana, Dharma, Ruchi, Gatina, Chahahu, Nirvana. I don't want all the 4 Purusharth. Moksha also I don't want. Then Janama Janamarati Rama Pada Yahavaradana An. Life after life, you bless me only with devotion to your lotus feet. That's it. Now think about him staying away from Bhagavan. How many years? 14 years he served. And in that time, what did he do? He increased the wealth and the prosperity of Ayodhya by 10 times. Himself lived in tapasya, but did the duty as a king, what is supposed to be done. Shatrugna ji used to go and execute all the orders. He was staying outside in Nandigram, Bharatji. And when Bhagwan came, he humbly handed over the whole thing and he said, my duty is done. I have increased this by tenfold by your grace, and now you handle it. So, Bhakta is not one who will escape from life, from duties, from family. Bhakta remains focused on Bhagwan, but does the duties. All the duties are offered to Bhagwan. So now that is called as Ananya Bhakti. And in that Ananya Bhakti, what we find? Bhagwan only takes care of everything. Na? Yoga and Kshema. We saw in the 9th chapter. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhayuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham. He says, those who are thinking of me with single pointed devotion, their yoga and kshema I take care of. That's a promise Bhagwan has given. So he will take care of two things, yoga and kshema. Yoga in this context means obtaining what one does not have. And kshema is to protect what one has. Both that we think is our responsibility. And yes, in the situation where doership is high, then yes, we have to do that purushartha. But a devotee who has given up that doership and keeps thinking of Bhagwan, that devotee's yoga and kshema also Bhagwan only fulfills. That devotee may not even work actually, but Bhagwan will still fulfill that. Why? Because Bhagwan has given that promise. If person is single pointedly thinking of me alone and depends on me alone, if that 100% surrender is there, Bhagwan will take care of the yoga and kshema of that devotee. If we say, then I am from now surrendering immediately, 100% Swamiji, I will not do any work. Let Bhagwan take care of my yoga and kshema. Then Bhagwan says that surrender is not complete. It is, you are focusing on yoga and kshema, is it getting fulfilled or not? It is not that devotees don't go through difficulties. They also go through. But they have the Shraddha, Bhagwan is with me. Full stop. So, yoga and kshema Bhagwan takes care of. Many people can't come to Ananya Bhakti because of yoga and kshema. Because they feel, no, I have to work, I have to do this, I have to do that, so I don't have time for bhakti. That we already saw in 12th chapter also. If I can't think of Bhagwan, then what did Bhagwan say? Mat karma paramo bhava. Dedicate all actions to me. If that also you can't do, then offer all the results, anxiety to me, and sarva karma phalatyagam tata kuru yatatmavan, he said. So bhakti will grow in these stages. Karma phalatyaga, then offer the karta bhav to offer the karma to Bhagwan, then continuously think about Bhagwan, then finally mind and intellect surrender to Bhagwan fully. So Ananya Bhavana is that. So it is mainly a Bhavana. And so when that Bhav is there, Ananya Bhav is there, that I am not different from Bhagwan. The greatest sorrow for a devotee is this feeling that I am separate from Bhagwan. Tad vismarane parama vyakulata. When we forget Bhagwan, that is the biggest cause of sorrow. That Narad Bhakti Sutra says. Devotee is one who doesn't forget. And the simplest way to remember Bhagwan is what? Namasmaran. Bhavana is one thing and conscious remembrance is another thing. If I have the bhavana that whatever is happening only by Bhagwan's grace and Bhagwan is the karta, through the day that feeling will last. Then that is the feeling, bhav. Underlying with that bhav, I may do whatever karma I have to do, my duties I have to do. And whenever the duties are over, then what do? Come back to Namasmaran. There is no time in the mind for idle worrying, stress, gossip. That Bhakta doesn't do. So, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to give a very nice analogy. The devotee who is Ananya Bhakta will hold on to Bhagwan with two hands. when one is exclusively worshipping Bhagavan. And when one is doing the duties in the world, with one hand one will hold on to Bhagavan, with one hand one will do the duty. Meaning it's not literally obviously one hand, it is mentally one part is dedicated to Bhagavan and the other part is executing the duties. That is the bhav. So if a devotee remembers that I am doing everything for Bhagavan, and when my duty is done towards Bhagavan, I am sitting full time with Bhagavan. This Bhagavan already said in 8th chapter also, when he said, Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha, remember me and do your duty. So for an Ananya Bhakta, there is no excuse at all. Ki I don't have time. And our masters so gave enough and more methods to cultivate Ananya Bhav through the whole day. There is not a time when I cannot remember Bhagavan. Get up in the morning, remembering Bhagavan. Put the food down, remember Bhagavan. Take the bath, remember Bhagavan. Eat food, remember Bhagavan. Every time I can remember Bhagavan. So if a Hindu says that I don't have time, that only is a stupid excuse. There is no excuse. So Ananya Bhakta, in fact Bhakta will never look for an excuse. When I don't have enough love, then I will look for excuse. I don't have time. My body is like this. I am feeling. Or even if your body is not proper, you have fever, you are lying down, take Bhagavan's name. Where is the excuse not to take Bhagavan's name? There is no excuse possible at all. But excuses the mind will give. Why? Because Ananya Bhava is not there. That means something else is more dear. Sleep is more dear. Food is more dear. Some enjoyment is more dear, some extrovertedness, some movie, some book, some work, some achievement, something is much, much, much more dearer, then mind is giving the excuse. Ananya Bhav is no excuse. If I am working, that also is for Bhagavan. When I am not working, I am remembering Bhagavan, that also is for Bhagavan. That is called Ananya Bhav. So devotee is never insecure about tomorrow. This, in Hindi we say, kal kal kare so pagal. 2 times kal is there in that. One kal means yesterday. Another kal means tomorrow. Kal kal kare so pagal. Why are you worried about, what happened yesterday, what happened 5 years back, what happened 20 years back? Arey khatam ho gaya wo, that is dead, gone, finished. Why are you reliving that again and again, spoiling the now? And kal kya hoga? Pata nahi. Arey kal jo hoga dekha jayega. Right now what I can do, that I need to do. Ananya Bhakti is that only. Ki here and now, is that not taking me away from Bhagavan? Right now I can sit and do japa, I can do seva, I can study, I can do so many things. That one leaves. पता नहीं स्वामी जी क्या होने वाला है. आई थिंक वॉर वॉज गोइंग टू हैपन फुल स्केल, अभी रुक गया, बट आई थिंक कुछ ना कुछ तो होगा. इसीलिए आई एम वेरी कंसर्न्ड, some anxiety, something going on. Or people, some people or the other, one is going on bothered. क्या चाहिए? हाँ तो वहाँ पर है ना स्विच, वहाँ पर सीधी, वहाँ, see the finger where it is pointing, straight. हम बात कर रहे हैं अनन्य भक्ति की, और सबका दिमाग कहीं 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 है. See, when one comes to satsang, one should forget everything else then. Something going on functionally, okay, that's a different point. So the thing here is, in the moment is bhakti. Mind will always play the trick, ki not now, later I will do japa, later I will do sadhana, right now I need to do this. That's how it will escape. That's how the mind will pull us into the future or the past. And it loves that because it knows that if it comes in the present, there is no existence of its own. If you come fully into the present 100%, you will realize the truth. It keeps us in past and future only, all the time. Even if some part of the mind is in the now, some part will be in the past, some part will be in the future. How? Some regret, some anxiety will weigh it down. So it will never be fully here. Even sitting right now here, the mind must be thinking, 8:30 को जाके ये खाना है, ये बनाना है, इनको मिलना है, ये appointment है. One part of the mind is processing. Some part of the mind is thinking about what happened yesterday, why did it happen, why did this person do like that, why did this person speak like that. It goes on. This and that, the past and future, the mind keeps us hooked into that only. Ananya Bhakta says, be here and now. So no scope for insecurity and worries, because if Bhagwan is with me, what I can deal with anything. Maximum what will happen, I will make some mistake. That's all, no? I will learn from it. There's nothing more to it. No, but I am scared of failure. What will people think? That means I've given importance to everything else. What Bhagwan thinks of me and how I can grow in devotion, that's the main purpose why we came here. Leaving that, everything else mind is doing. That's the trick of the mind. After coming to spiritual organization, also the mind will do that only. Because that change, fundamental change of perception doesn't happen. One came here to do selfless work, but there the mind will become selfish. Swamiji, I did so much and they did not even recognize me. They did not even take my name. Or they took my name in a wrong way. Or they accused me of doing something which I did not do. Arey Ram. That is the nature of the world. They will keep doing that. If I am allowing that to bother me, my bhakti is somewhere else only. Then where is Ananya Bhakti in that? I can do some clarification and then forget it. If something is wrong, I clarify and that's it. Who is bothered about changing others? Did we come to change others? No. Now till they don't change, now how will I change? That is what the world is also doing. No? In the world, people are doing the same thing. Each one is trying to change the other. After doing the entire 2-year Vedant course, Gurudev, when he was telling the brahmacharis, he told them that now you have studied and they are going to go into the field. So he told them very jokingly, lovingly, he said, you have studied for 2 full years. Now you are going to go out and share. Don't think you can change anybody outside. In 2 years, could I change you? Lovingly, he said, in 2 years, could I change you? Not that they never went through any change, but what is Gurudev's point? The point is, he is not expecting them. Some other time, Gurudev was asked by a brahmachari, Swamiji, what do you expect from us? He said, whenever you meet me, just smile. Don't complain. That's all. Because everybody will go on complaining otherwise. This center, that trustee, this president, that committee member, this person, they are doing this, they are doing that, they are not behaving. Arey, you have learned Vedant, Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya, Jiva Brahmaiva Na Paraha. That is all correct only, but in the realm of illusion, this is real. So I have my dukhda, one big list you will bring. At the end of it, please bless me. What bless? Highest Tattva Jnana has been given ki you are Brahman, your nature is Paramanand. But my dukhda, I can't. Arey, what? So he said, just smile. Whenever you meet me, just smile. That also shows his detachment. That he is not thinking that, I will change the whole world. Nothing. He will do his duty. Bas. Bhakta is like that. So don't stop working, stop worrying. He who worries is an atheist. He who runs the whole world, he has the experience. And Bhagwan told that experience also in the 3rd chapter. Utsi deyurime lokaha nakuryam karma chedaham. He said, the whole world will perish if I don't do my duty. But I don't do my duty because of any expectation. He said, I do it with detachment. You also do like that, Arjun. So Bhagwan will take care of our family. He who runs the whole world doesn't know how to take care of our family. He will take care. We do whatever best we can. See, very nice one passage is here, I'm going to share, where Gurudev speaks about prayer. This is Shraddha. This one should have, this is Ananya Bhakti. I know not by what magic, how or where, what or when, but this I know, he answers my prayers. I need not know when he answers, what he does, where he fulfills, how he accomplishes, but this I know, he answers my prayers. The last line I love the most. I leave all care with him above, whose love for me is endless and true. This is Ananya Bhakti. What we are begging from people for love. Bhagwan is there in our heart. Ananya Prem Bhagwan has for us. Unconditional love is our demand. Can anybody in the world fulfill that demand? To love us as we are. Nobody can fulfill that demand. Even when they love us as we are, after some time, once they accept us, then they want us to change. Where, even if they don't want us to change, their love is limited or not. In their love also there will be ups and downs. Because of their own mind, mental fluctuations also. So, who can love me unconditionally? Bhagwan alone can love. And that love of Bhagwan we experience in our own heart every minute. We are not aware of it. Through people also Bhagwan only loves us. We think people are loving us. But actually who loves us is Bhagwan only. If a bhakta, see, bhakta's mindset is what, through each and everything, each and every being, I am interacting with Bhagwan alone. So actually I am interacting with only one. Otherwise one will think, Arey, itne sare log, itne sare. There is only one. That is a connection of love and devotion. So bhakta may not even see an enemy actually in that sense. Functionally one may recognize, but enmity in the mind is not there. So I leave all care with him above, whose love for me is endless and true. In the world, how many people's love is true towards us? Time only shows. The strange part is when we know also many times people's love is not true towards us, we still want to be associated with them. That mindset of getting exploited or getting, harmed, then feeling sorry for oneself, keeps people in that. What is the love of Bhagwan? That is true. Exact opposite of this will be the bhav of somebody else who doesn't have this Shraddha. They will say, Bhagwan's love, where is Bhagwan, which Bhagwan? And Bhagwan's love, how do I feel? I can't even see him. If the sun is rising, is that not love of Bhagwan? Wind is blowing, is that not love of Bhagwan? Birds are chirping, is that not love of Bhagwan? Food is being digested, is that not love of Bhagwan? Every single minute, if I see it, I will see only love everywhere. If I don't see it, I will see love nowhere. Even if people are loving to me, I will still feel miserable. Ego operates like that. Ego wants exclusivity, ego wants attention, ego wants sympathy, ego wants to go on feeling nobody cares, nobody loves. Bhakta is exact opposite. Go out and give love. And that's why Gurudev writes in I Love You, he says, the day you take up the policy of giving love, you would have rewritten your entire destiny. Which means what? Irrespective of how people talk to me, behave with me, treat me, my nature is to love, so I will love. If I have to protect myself, I'll protect in some ways, there's no doubt. But I won't have hatred towards anybody because that's not my nature. Sunlight, its nature is light. Where will darkness come inside sunlight? It is not possible. Our true nature is love actually. That one who understands, no, that bhakti, because that love is Bhagwan's love in our heart. So that is called Ananya Bhakti. Now, how does one cultivate Ananya Bhakti? First and foremost, Bhagwan should be my goal of life. In and through whatever I am doing, Bhagwan is the goal of my life. Permanent happiness, supreme fulfillment, self-realization, whatever makes one connect to the divine, whatever word it may be, moksha, but that is the goal of my life. And am I moving towards that through my work, through my relationships? If it is taking me away from that, then that is not what bhakta will engage in. So that is first step of Ananya Bhakti. Keep a single pointed goal, which is the goal of life. Functionally, before that we may have certain goals in life as per the stage of life, duties, roles that we play, but they should not be contrary to dharma. They should not be such that my devotion for Bhagwan, they will reduce. And what will reduce my devotion to Bhagwan? Wrong notions, absolute materialism, doing adharmic things, all that will reduce my bhakti towards Bhagwan. So that is the goal, first step. Second, choose a form and build a relationship. Unless somebody is very subtle, pure in mind, then they may choose formless. But otherwise, choose a form. And in that form also choose a particular form. Like we have discussed many times. If it is Krishna Bhagavan, then if you have chosen Krishna Bhagavan as the form, in that also there is Bala Krishna, Gopala Krishna, Radha Krishna, Gita Krishna, so many types of Krishna. You choose which is the form that is dearest to you and hold on to that one form and build that relationship. So the form and relationship should correspond. If my bhav towards Bhagwan is I am a child, Bhagwan is my father, or I am a friend, Bhagwan is my friend, I am a lover, he is my beloved. Based on that bhav, the relationship, the form has to be chosen. And then stick to that. The faster I do it, the better it is. Then take the name of Bhagwan. So Nama done, Rupa is done, Sambandha is done, now Nama. Take whichever one mantra. If it is a Vedic mantra, ideally take it from some teacher, some guru. And better if it is some guru who is a bodhak guru, meaning who has done some mantra siddhi, who has chanted the mantra in a certain number of ways, certain quantity, as well as cultivated certain purity by ethical life. That person, if one takes the mantra from, it will work faster. So take the name of Bhagwan, chant the name, do japa sadhana, and keep that bhav through the day. Especially Kali Yuga, the name is the most important sadhana. Then comes the day wise, begin the day with remembrance of the Lord. Every 1 hour remind yourself, Bhagwan is with me, I am doing this for Bhagwan. Chant the name before and after while eating the food. End the day by seeking forgiveness of Bhagwan, feeling grateful to Bhagwan. So whole day keep remembering Bhagwan. See, when a person loves somebody intensely, what is the proof of love? One of the proof of love is remembrance. So if a child has, let us say, gone abroad, anywhere, not only abroad, suppose the child has gone somewhere, what will the mother think? Abhi subah ho gayi, now he must have got up, now he must have eaten, did he do this, she do that? The mind will think now full time. In between the work also, take out time, call, find out, all that. Why? Because there is love. So Bhakta also does that. Remember Bhagwan through the day. Then surrender completely, know that he will give mukti when he desires. So then person doesn't have anxiety, mujhe mukti kab milegi. Keep putting the effort, Bhagwan will give mukti when he has to give. If remembrance of Bhagwan is there throughout, no, then mukti also is lower than that actually. Because the problem is not birth, problem is forgetfulness of Bhagwan. If I remember Bhagwan, even if the next Janma has to happen, I will remember Bhagwan throughout. Then there is no issue at all. Forgetfulness is what creates all the bondage. So this is Ananya Bhakti. Then he says, Vivikta desha sevitvam. One should resort to solitary places, meaning consciously take up solitude. Be by yourself. Swamiji, everybody, after they go to their work and everything, my home, there is nobody else. So I am alone anyway. No problem. That way, if you are having solitude, no issue. But today, the solitude, see, when we have time, what do? Escape, watch something, read something, gossip, talk, chat, WhatsApp, something or the other. So we go on escaping from ourselves. There's nothing wrong in engaging in doing something, but one should know whether it's an escape or whether it is a constructive engagement. Many times we don't like ourselves, we are not comfortable with ourselves, we can't process our mind, so keep escaping. Devotee has to face. If I can't face my own mind, how will I even evolve? How will I attain anything? How much can one escape? One can't escape. So, in solitude, spend time with yourself, away from people, family. Sometimes that physical solitude is also required. Don't say, I am with people, but mentally I am practicing solitude. That also you can practice. But literally also go away. Why? Because the mind works like that. Out of sight is out of mind. It will help. You may say, no, Swamiji, when I go away, no, then I remember them more. The better I be there, so I remember them less. Initially, it may happen like that, but after some time, one will change. So, solitude is a very important discipline, and a spiritual seeker must actually reserve some time for solitude. We'll see how it happens. Why is it necessary? Because it will make us introspective, reflective, sensitive also. When we are continuously escaping, we don't have time to take a stock of how did I behave, what was my emotions, how did I react, how did I respond, what was positive, what was negative. No time only. But when I sit and introspect quietly, then one understands, oh, this is the plus, this is the minus, this everything. That introspection is very, very crucial. That solitude will facilitate and it will rejuvenate the personality. It will help me to align myself well. You know, car, when you drive for a long time, periodically what has to be done, for the car? Servicing we will give, no doubt, but there is one very important thing, that is called wheel alignment. That wheel alignment has to happen, all the four wheels. If that wheel alignment doesn't happen, gone. Car will go in some different way, the pull will happen. Solitude will help us to realign, because the mind goes out, extroverted suddenly. And many things we get affected by the situations, people, society, their thought processes. And we don't even realize sometimes how much subconsciously we have absorbed many things from people. Then you sit. I'm saying sit. You may not sit in solitude. You may be alone, walk or do anything. But when our thoughts are with ourselves, then we introspect. Then we realize, arey, this is not even in my nature. But from where I absorbed all this? And it has come into my behavior also. It has come into action, it has come into words, vocabulary, so many things it comes into. Then one says, no, align back to who am I? So, self-love and love for everyone also comes through solitude. For some time one can try this regularly, avoid crowds, company of vulgar, indulgent, faithless people. If we can't avoid such people, be disinterested spectator in their company. Don't be an active participant. Because unnecessarily we are opening up ourselves to so many wrong influences. Something very nice Gurudev said, the more integrated the personality grows, the more the seeker automatically comes to live alone in himself, away from the noisy crowd. And this is a very mature way of withdrawing the mind. It is not out of hatred, not out of some feeling of isolation where somebody has told me something and now I don't like it and I don't want to interact, I don't want to meet, I'm hurt. It's not like that. If somebody is hurt and they want to take a step back to realign themselves, nothing wrong with it. But this solitude is not like that. This is the more one integrates the body, mind, intellect, the more one wants to go within. Not even, when we say people, it's not even people. This solitude is where you detach even from the body, from the mind, from the intellect, and you want to realize the self. That intensity will come, that hunger will come. I just want to turn within. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say that you keep Rasagulla because my mind should remain on this plane. If I have to talk to you, you keep Rasagulla here so that I will eat and my mind will remain. For us, it is exactly ulta. Our mind doesn't remain in that state. It will go out. For him, it is very easy in that state. To remain in that state is easy. So for him, a tool, external tool is very easy. Keep a Rasagulla, then he will eat it and then he will remain at this level so that some satsang can happen, some talk can happen, some bhajan will happen. Our tool is supposed to be Nama Japa. Take the name of Bhagavan, withdraw. Or whatever it can be, pointer of the self or Omkar, whatever it may be. That is more subtler. This is more grosser. So he was like that. How much? His life was so short. 50 years only he lived. But in that 50 years, what all he did? Why? Because the whole dedication is for this path. So, one humorous quote of Gurudev is this: if you cannot enjoy your own company, why inflict it on others? If you don't like yourself by being yourself, then why are you, imposing on other people? So solitude is to experience that aloneness, to move away from loneliness. Loneliness is even if people are there, people love me, people are there as my friends or siblings or whoever they are, still one feels lonely only. Because there is insecurity. Lonely ego is very high. You know that touch me not plant, it is like that. Have you seen that touch me not? You touch it and it just withdraws and band. Thoda sa, little. Some one little thing, gone. And very interesting, many times I've seen people who have who have so many friends and who are very social and this and that, and we think, this person's people skills are too good. Look at the number of people, and they can strike a conversation like this, and they can connect, and they can meet, and all that. But some of them are so touchy, baap re baap. Then I understood, this person is having this many friends because that person is also in some ways very touchy. So if they have some 300 friends, with 200, so they are broken up also. And then they are trying to search another 200 friends. Contradictory behaviors are there in that. I'm not saying everybody who is social is like that, but I'm just saying that sometimes the mind it is very friendly with all, but it is also very lonely and so extra, what you call sentimental. Little things will upset. Solitude, one comes to a certain inner strength and security. Bas. So aloneness is liberating. Then is secured and centered within, and that is what solitude has to bring. I center within. Solitude is helping me to center in me. Otherwise, my center of happiness is outside. People, their behavior, money, power, praise, all that. So, hundreds of people are controlling my happiness. In solitude, one says, my happiness is my nature. One withdraws. So, one becomes more secured, more stronger, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, in all ways. Solitude is very, very beneficial. So it helps me to overcome loneliness. That person who can be by oneself will not have any insecurity. I am lonely. Because if you actually go to see, no, at no point in time we are lonely. You think about it. Can we be lonely at any point in time? Even if I am closed in a particular room and I don't see people for a long time, am I only one jiva who is there? There are so many jivas, even in that room, who are there. What is the use of those jivas, Swamiji? We can't interact with them, they can't interact with. Emotional outlet is not there. What to do? Your mind is there. With your mind, you can imagine, think, connect to whoever you want, speak to whoever you want in your mind, create conversations. And most importantly, Bhagwan is there with you. What are we seeing? So, loneliness is something that has been created by our mind, actually. Think about it. Small boy Dhruva, he goes into the forest all by himself. If you see so many of our examples now of the Upanishads and Puranas, they are small children. But what have they lived? Satyakam, he is a prostitute's son. Jabala's son he is. But very interested in learning the Veda and rituals and spirituality and everything. So he goes to that teacher and they are doing some yajna there and he wants to be initiated into the Gayatri mantra. So the teacher says, who is your father? He says, I will find out and tell you. He goes to the mother. The mother says, the name of the mother is Jabala. So the mother says to him that you tell the rishi that my mother doesn't know the name of my father. She has been with many men. She doesn't know the name of the father because she is a prostitute. This boy, he goes and tells the truth. Not that he is innocent absolutely. He has grown. He may not know the full implication, but he knows. So he goes and tells. And that teacher also is so happy, saying ki you are Satyakam Jabala, you have told the truth and you have the ability to know the truth because you are fearless, you don't have any inhibitions. I will teach you. And he tells him, go into the forest, gives him cows. And says, you go into the forest, when they multiply to become 1,000, you come back. Now imagine a child going alone into the forest and living. He doesn't know anything in terms of what will happen, wild animals are there, how will he live, and he has to multiply these cows to be 1,000. How will these cows multiply, and if they have a difficulty, how will he handle them? And he has to keep a count also, plus wild animals are there to attack, all that. But this is one way by which the teacher also taught him. And he learns from nature. He learns from a bee. He learns from a bird. He learns from the cow. By the time he has those cows have become 1,000 and he brings them back, looking at him only the teacher knows that he has realized the truth already. Brahman, he has known Brahman by himself. In the forest he went. Dhruva went alone in the forest. Naradji met him and gave him the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 6 months time he realized the truth. So, if we see like that, so many examples. Nachiketa went, all by himself he went to the abode of death he went. And Yamraj was out. He says, I will wait for Yamraj for 3 days. He could have said, Chalo, Yamraj is not there. I went, sincerely I went, but he was not there. So what can I do? I came back. He waited there 3 days and 3 nights. So if one understands this, so loneliness is created by the mind. With all the people, facilities, gadgets, everything, how much people have loneliness and depression and disconnection or not today? And look at these examples of these small children. They have gone into the forest and they are living there, realized the truth and came back. So it is a creation of our mind. Security comes when I anchor within. So that is what is that solitude makes us overcome loneliness. Engage in spiritual practices in solitude, introspection, japa, meditation, silence, self control, witness. So many sadhanas one can do. Even if you are reading a book, see, there are different ways. Now, we have to understand the mindset of loneliness and the mindset of escapism. I can read a book as an escapism, or I can read a book and think of the thoughts given there, become reflective, and ultimately become quiet. Then it is not escapism. Then I am processing my thoughts, I am learning something, I am absorbing, I am changing my whole personality. So, people sometimes do this, they will say, if you are reading a book, you are escaping. If you are watching something, you are escaping. No, no. If you are reading or you are watching something, it is not necessarily escape. It depends on with what intent I am doing it. I may have no book, no mobile, no phone, no TV, no laptop, nothing, and yet I may be escaping in my mind. Why? Because I am sitting and thinking of some person, something, some incident, something, and mind has gone already. Though I am sitting just in one room. In some of the Yuvavir batches, we have done this experiment, solitude. I've told you also earlier. We put them in one room, each one in one room. Minimum one day, 24 hours, they have to be alone. And there we don't allow them to take all this, book and pen and paper and phone and nothing. Just one pair of clothes, you take and go. Limited food and water will also be supplied, and there is no time period. You will not know how much time you will be inside. No watch is there, nothing. And you may be released in 24 hours or 36 hours or 48 hours, or if we feel more, then you may be given more time also. And people think that, it is such a good time, I will sleep. Okay, sleep. How much will you sleep? 10, 12, 15, 18 घंटे. We will also know, no? If you have slept, we'll extend your time. Then your body's clock will go for a toss. Then night may you don't get sleep, then daytime you are awake. Something one has to do, not then to pass time. What will one do? So some of them, they become very creative. In some batches, they have put a chair and gone up to the ceiling and removed the fan and try to understand the working of a fan and all that, because something the mind has to do. Some place they start becoming very creative, they start composing some poetry, something they will write. Some people literally become mad also after some time. One Yuvavir was there. He started banging the door in Chinmay Vibhuti saying, "Mujhe nikalo yahan se, mujhe nikalo." Some gardeners who were there working, they got very psyched up. Kya ho gaya isko? Because he couldn't handle it. And it's not necessary that everybody can handle, but this was an extreme reaction for nothing, all because his mind has cooked it up, and it is not even half a day that has been over. Mind has just gone crazy in that. No, you can't see out. Windows are drawn, so you don't know day, night, nothing. And sometimes we will do extra masti also. In the night, we will go create some ghost sounds, effects, many things we will do. They will not even know where they are actually. The whole point is you face your mind. And many people have had fantastic experience. They think it is very difficult, but after some time they are able to just be quiet and they enjoy that. They think that my mind will run here, there, everywhere. It will settle down. And food is limited, so some people put a lot of effort for food to conserve. So they eat little, and they chew it 32 times, 64 times, all that, and they will follow that rule, कि drink your solids and chew your liquids. Because कुछ तो करना है. But if one uses that time well, one will know many things about oneself. All positives, negatives, many things one will know. And it's not something that should be, one should be scared of. Ramakrishna used to give this one very nice advice, that it will be of great help to a man if he goes away from his family, lives alone and weeps for God even for 3 days. He would say that every few months, regularly one should do this. Even if he thinks of God for 1 day in solitude, when he has the leisure, that too will do him good. People shed a whole jug of tears for wife and children, but who cries for the Lord? Now and then one must go into solitude and practice spiritual discipline to realize God. And don't come under this illusion, you should do nothing, you should just be. Don't even do japa, don't even do any spiritual sadhana, you just be. Or if I could just be, then the Brahman only I would have realized, why do I need solitude then? I need to do something which is the mind's this thing. So then do spiritual sadhanas. We will see one video of Gurudev and then we will stop for today.
One day you are going along the main downtown, let us say, and everybody is looking at you. And you think that, that is how when you well dress, I am a man of attraction. I am a broad-shouldered, wonderful man. And you walk, all of them looking, it's an added glory to me. It is an adoration of my beauty and personality. You go. As you are going, suddenly you remembered, such a well-dressed man must have a cigarette. That is how in the cinema. So you go to a shop and then get one cigarette. In India you can have one cigarette. Here I don't know whether you can get one cigarette. One cigarette? Yeah, but in cigarette shops, in order to make the patiently make the customers wait there, they always put huge mirrors. And when you put a mirror, the fellow will not go out of immediately. He will start. His vanity is tickled. Man and woman will start dancing in front of the mirror. In a barber shop also mirrors. Why? You have to wait until the other fellow is over and the chair is empty. And you will run away. So when there is there, you will sit down for half an hour. Now, in that mirror, when you looked, you suddenly found that there is something black that has come from the nose to the cheeks. Suddenly you realize that, oh, this is why everybody was looking, not at my personality. But they thought that this African style has come into this country. What will you do? Having seen that for yourself, what will you do? Anything lying down there. If you have not got a kerchief, anything will do. Newspaper, old paper, gunny bag, waste, whatever it is. Until it is removed, you have no peace of mind, isn't it? Tell a lady, your pottu is broken a little. She will stand there like a statue. Why? For you to make it all right. Supposing you say that and go away, she start to. She will make the whole forehead spread that color. Because there is no mirror to look into. Once you know that there is a black spot, you cannot. See, everywhere it is like that. Once you yourself realize that you have made a mess of it, you will come out of it very easily. Because with your cooperation, Nothing is impossible for you to change the pattern of thoughts and consequently your reaction to the world outside. Thus, Vivikta Desha Sevitvam. It is a characteristic feature of an advice given. Expose yourself at least 10 to 20 minutes every day to be all alone. You are never, have you ever noticed it? From womb to the tomb, in materialistic world, you are never alone, except in deep sleep, where you are not. The moment you wake up, from there onwards is company. Always. You may say that, no, I am all alone staying there, Swamiji. It's alone, I like to be alone. Alone? Radio, television. Even when you are going for jogging, you are not alone. So that even if this is not there, there is a movement because it has become a habit. Like, you are never alone. Expose yourself to be aloneness. Then you start reviewing your own life and realizing how vulgar, how dirty, filthy, things that you hate in others, you are carrying it in you. Not knowing you live. Once you realize there is no moment you can stay without plucking it out and removing it away. Unknown to you, there may be a red cockroach or a rat in your wardrobe. Unknown to you. So long as you don't know, it remains there. But the moment one day you saw that, however democratic you are, you will not wait for a committee meeting or all the family members and consult what should we do about it. No, immediately you search. Even today's newspaper, you tear and take it by the tail. And in India, you will swing and throw it on the road. You will do it if you know it. Not knowing, it can stay there and rot. In the same way, in the wardrobe of your mind, there are a lot of dead rats and worms. Remove them. And you cannot remove until you discover. You cannot discover unless you look into it. You can't look into it if you are in the company of others and engaged in the world of OET. Therefore, expose yourself. Beautiful idea. Try it. 1 month try it. And don't try it. If you don't want to change, don't try. Because you will change. And then don't come to me and say, Swamiji, make me as before. It's very difficult.
Right. So, how do we have solitude? Take out time away from escape routes and definitely make a schedule. If you are planning that type of intense solitude, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, then you make a schedule. Because if you don't make a schedule, finished. Then the mind will get into laziness, lethargy. Ask any of these questions. How do you feel when you are by yourself? Do you enjoy your company? What thoughts are there in your mind when you are alone? What is the recurring thought that you have in your head? What are the attachments? Do you feel connected to Bhagavan when you are alone? After you have spent your time alone, do you feel energized? Find out. These are just a few. You can ask many others also. Do your SWOT analysis. SWOT means what? Strength, weakness, opportunities, threats. Do the SWOT analysis. And definitely engage in spiritual practices. Don't go on thinking and ruminating about the life and past and this happened and that happened. Learn out of it, but definitely engage in spiritual practices. So that is this Vivikta Desha Sevitvam. 3 more values are there that we take up in our next class. So we thank all our Yajamans, the Mukhya Yajamans for this whole series. Tarana ji, Parag Wag, Vandana ji, Bharat ji, Kalpana ji, Deepika ji. Aarti Yajman for all the sessions, Hemant ji, Jyotsna ji, Chitra ji, Ajay Kasotia ji, Rajan ji, Ajay Merchant ji, Swati ji, you can come and do the Aarti. Nalini ji, Jayashri ji, Nandita ji, Vaishali ji, Vijaya ji, Dipti ji and Manjari ji. Today's Dainik Yajman, Sadguru Kumar Mehta ji, Sonal Bhuta and Surbhi Ashar, and today's Aarti Yajman is Manisha Agaskar ji. So we invoke Bhagwan's grace, Gurudev's blessings on all the Yajmans, their families and everyone present here. May Bhagwan bless us with Ananya Bhakti as well as increase our intensity of our bhav, our seva, and may we take time out for solitude, do introspection and change ourselves. Om Tat Sat. Neha, you can come and do the Aarti also.
No, now it's on. Okay. जय भगवद गीते मैया जय भगवद गीते हरि ही कमल विहारिणी सुंदर सुपुनीते ओम जय भगवद गीते कर्म सुमर्म प्रकाशिनी कामासक्ति हरा तत्व ज्ञान विकासिनी विद्या ब्रह्म परा ओम जय भगवद गीते निश्चल भक्ति विधायिनी निर्मल मलहारी शरण रहस्य प्रदायिनी सब विधि सुखकारी ओम जय भगवद गीते राग द्वेष विदारिणी कारिणी मोद सदा भव भयहारिणी तारिणी परमानंद प्रदा ओम जय भगवद गीते आसुर भाव विनाशिनी नाशिनी तम रजनी दैवी सद्गुणदायिनी हरि रसिका सजनी ओम जय भगवद गीते समता त्याग सिखावनी हरि मुख की बाणी सकल शास्त्र की स्वामिनी श्रुतियों की रानी ओम जय भगवद गीते दया सुधा बरसाविनी मातु कृपा कीजे हरि पद प्रेम दान कर अपनों कर लीजे ओम जय भगवद गीते
न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम् नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतो यमग्नि तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्व इदं विभाति
की जय श्री भगवान की जय श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति शांति शांतिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम।